In the teaching of our people, there are many things in that we are told. One of them is the idea of the teaching that I received, which is in the language of our people. Lana huin tsanigit o hayu ina achadleko. Tata do hachadene costa. Tata chejitni. And those are the words that describe the idea of in life there are many opportunities and things that we hope to accomplish, things that we hope to be able to do, but sometimes we are not able to do the things that we would like to do, maybe because of our physical limitations or our lack of learning and understanding certain things, and so we may fail or we may not be able to accomplish something. But the idea that we could be disappointed in those situations, it's okay to be disappointed. It is a learning process. And if you really desire something, you will better prepare yourself and be better focused in trying to accomplish what you want to do. If you don't accomplish something, that means don't be discouraged to the point of where you give up. You have to continually try to do something a little bit different, maybe better preparation, but always don't give up on a thing that you desire or the things that you hope for. And the holy people are, of course, the holy people's help is always necessary in what you try to do for yourself. We have the teaching of the use of the sweat lodge. Tache cho ido de tiki beltasendo the nejadingo is what they tell us, is that you're supposed to be able to understand how to use the sweat lodge and what takes place inside of a sweat lodge. The men go in with the men. Never ever do we mix gender in a sweat lodge. And that's the way that it is because of the teaching, sacred teaching of male and female. The preparation of a sweat lodge, you're supposed to cut the wood and do all of the construction of the sweat lodge and use it the same day. The use of the sweat lodge is to be done only during the daytime hours when the sun's over in the sky. And they're not supposed to do sweat lodge at nighttime. So the teachings are very strict in many ways in the things that we do with the sweat lodge and the things that we share, the things that we are allowed to share outside of the sweat lodge setting. But in the sweat lodge, of course, you learn a lot of songs and the prayers, ceremonial prayers, and the ceremonial procedures and that for the various different ceremonies. And the discussion usually is that this song was sung for the first time on this occasion. And then they sing you the words and then teach you about what the song means. And there's usually 4 parts to a song. But inside of the sweat lodge, when you go in, you generally sing 4 songs. And it could be any number of songs. And it could be the song that they might be closely related to what is done for inside of the sweat lodge. Or sometimes songs that are sung might be things that maybe someone is learning to be a medicine man, and so they sing songs on that. They might not sing the same song right away, but sometimes they do have one song, and they might sing that song 4 times, that same song, because the person that is learning and the apprentice has to follow along and has to sing the song. And then the discussion is about the song, where it came from, when it was first given as part of what ceremony. And so you do that inside the sweat lodge. If there's something about the prayer and that, it might be between the 2 songs and that during the performing of a ceremony. You might discuss the prayer, when that prayer was first given by the holy people, and the words in that and how they are structured. All of that is done only inside of the sweat lodge. And the discussions on that are very extensive as far as learning the songs and the prayers and the ceremonial procedures. The teaching of the way to perform the ceremony, most of it is done inside of a sweat lodge setting. And then of course, the songs and the prayers and the procedures and that for performing the ceremony. After you've sung those, there's discussion for a period of time, and then you exit the sweat lodge. When you sweat and you're outside of the sweat lodge, you put dirt all over you, and you rub the dirt off on that, and then you kind of just lay around and kind of cool down a little bit and drink some herbs or something, and you go in again, and again 4 songs are sung. And these might be different songs of the ceremony, like I was saying. And then, of course, there's prayers in that are taught. If the song is sung, then if there's a prayer that follows that, then the prayer is discussed. And then they sing another song, and then so on, until all 4 songs are sung. If you're not discussing the performing and doing the songs and prayers of a ceremony, there are some other things in that are important to be discussed. And one of the things is the things that matter as the dene, and also the things that are important to know. In the traditional teachings of our people, at various times in relaying the story of our relationship with the holy people, it has been that there have been certain agreements and promises made by the holy people and by the dene. And so those are very important. It's important to keep the promises that were made by our people way in the past. Our grandfathers done yeah, is the way we say in reference to our old people. Do things where you have your personal relationship with the beings that are of power greater than yourself. And it's very important to have that relationship on a one-on-one basis. And so the communication line is, of course, through the instrument of prayer. The instrument of prayer is also sometimes a little bit more in a ceremonial setting among our people. Now, when I say ceremonial setting, it does not mean just where the whole families get together and have a ceremony and have prayers in that setting. I'm talking about the ceremony of an individual person, self, and that. I know when I've gone to the sweat lodge with some of my relatives and that even though we're in a group of men, that we each individually have certain things that we want to receive information about. And so we cleanse ourselves, or you have cleansed yourself. Physical cleansing and some of the herbs you might take. And when you have considered yourself clean in that way, where you have the feelings of being cleansed emotionally and mentally, physically and spiritually, then you're ready to make some commitments and ask for certain things of the holy people. But it's always that if you will do this, they can do that for you. And you make promises to one another and some kind of agreement that you can come to with the holy people, and you feel it in your heart and in your mind and in your spirit. And then eventually you feel it in your physical environment and your physical activities and your physical being in this world. So that's the way that we understand it, and those are the things that we are told.
Hey, thanks for watching our videos. If you like what you see, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss one of our uploads. Also, head over to our website, NavajoTraditionalTeachings.com. Sign up for our email list. Okay.